Namaste, Jai Bharat. It is not unusual that you keep getting comedy news from Pakistan. Most part, the Pakistani news entertains people like us on a lesser serious note. Just recently, some of the, I don't want to name, retired army people or some such people, politicians also, say that all the problems in Pakistan is created by China. I won't fully agree with them, but I have to partially agree with them. Let's listen. Pakistan has got problems, inherent problems. Different provinces are dancing with different tunes. It's all known to us. I need not to go into details. Nobody wants to be with Pakistan. Nobody wants to be with Pakistan. When I say nobody wants to be with Pakistan, one thing also I must add that no senior leader, Pakistan leader, wants to continue staying in Pakistan. After their time, they will shift to some other nations of their choice, and prior to that, they will make sure they have gathered enough money to go and spend their retired life in their kind of comfort zone as they want. So they would move to different nations depending upon their attitude, choice, and of course money. So that's there, and explicitly what we see is that no province wants to be with Pakistan. They have their problems, they have their differences. And Asim Munir, who is ipso facto dictator of Pakistan, is now trying to divide the provinces into different multiple groups. That's his strategy. How far he shall be successful, let's wait. But this section of Pakistanis who somehow are stuck in Pakistan, could not go out, accuse China for this. See, they have their arguments at their place, correct? The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, the whole thing begins from there. That's what they say. China wants to make a corridor. They want to get sea access, the Gwadar airport, etc. And they were funding. They were funding in the infrastructural development of Pakistan, energy sector, this thing, that thing, quite a few things. But remember, China's funding is funding on loan, not like somebody giving them grant. Grant you need not return, but loans you have to return with interest, whatever may be the interest rate. And China is simply following the policy of Shylock, Merchant of Venice, Shakespeare's play, Shylock. China is cutthroat when they fund, and the whole thing is available to the entire world. What they did in Sri Lanka, see, in Sri Lanka, China supported Sri Lanka to contain the LTTE once upon a time. That is Prabhakaran and the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, LTTE. China supported Sri Lanka fully to contain them. In return, China got some port, this thing, that thing from Sri Lanka, and China loaned, and Sri Lanka really had to struggle to get the control back. To what extent they have done is not very known much. So many undercurrents take place, so there's no point in commenting about it. Similarly, China has entered Pakistan with the project of CPEC, energy project, etc. And even in energy project, China is selling the energy to the government of Pakistan, not directly to the people. And it is a job of the government of Pakistan to collect money from the people and give to China. after taking some percentage something. This never takes place. Pakistani people will use electricity and never pay the bill properly. If you cut the electricity, they will hook from the wires exposed. This goes on. It's a lawless land to begin with. It's a lawless land. Anything is possible. And another thing which China did is, that's what these people accuse, China bribed politicians, bureaucrats and army people and bought their loyalty. But these people have no concept of nation. That's very serious. Pakistanis do not have a serious nationalistic concept. They don't belong to a nation as such. What guides them is a radical religion. They took the land from Bharat for the sake of their radicalism. So they don't belong to the land. They don't belong to the land. Had they been belonging to the land, they would not have left their houses before 1947 to go to the so-called Pakis, that is pure Stan place. So they went after religion, not after culture, not after place, not after the villages. They left everything. And poor Hindus and Sikhs, non-Muslims, they had to leave everything in pain and go away from there. The story is there. Everyone knows it. So these people don't belong to the nation. So money speaks in China, in Pakistan, and China spent enough money to gather their support. Loyalty. So loyalty is always paid for Pakistan. Where money comes, they will do anything. People use vulgar concept. I am not using that. It's not right. They will sell even, yes. And now these people realize, these so-called people were telling that China is funding Balochistan, China is funding Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, China is funding this people, that people, everything. And China is funding Kashmiris. China has an interest, obviously, because China do not have a border with Bharat. Tibet has a border with Bharat. And if Pakistan is controlled by China, they will in effect have a border with Bharat. But that will be the sensitive area. That's one thing. They will get access to the sea, Arabian Sea. Another thing. And they have this tendency of, China has this tendency. China is not a democracy. It's a one-man show. Marx talks about dictatorship of proletariats, not dictatorship of communist leaders, not dictatorship of communist party. But in practice, all over the world, it becomes dictatorship of one person, the communist leader and the communist party. All others are just sidelined and they are insignificant. That's precisely what's happening in China. As a result, their policies are consistent. They're stable. They're aggressively stable. And their policies are aggressive. They wanted to capture all borders. See, you look, everything. China has issues with all borders, all Chinese borders. They will start claiming it's all theirs. They know it's a lie, but they repeat lies. And we also have problems with China. They have already occupied Tibet, which is not actually theirs. And they will start telling this portion is ours, that portion is ours. That they do with everybody. So that's a permanent policy of China to claim other people's land. People used to claim other people's money, but China claims other people's land. With all those things, these people accuse China for creating problems in Pakistan. Partially correct, but partially Pakistan's own nature. They are buyable. They would sell themselves for anything. For money, they will do anything. And nobody is loyal to the land. So these are the problems for them. They only speak of religion, which I am sure they don't understand well. This is my reading. They say that they belong to such and such a religion, but I don't think they have understood the religion properly. they're using religion for their other kinds of ends, benefits, etc. So ultimately, at least some people in Pakistan are finding fault with China. Some of their rhetorics were that the relation between China and Pakistan is higher than mountains and deeper than oceans, etc., etc. That's kind of Pakistani rhetoric. Don't take them serious. People don't even take Donald Trump serious. What is Pakistan in front of him? We shall meet. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Sri Ram.